Playwright, composer, singer, actor. Is there anything this guy can't do? Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 things you didn't know about Lin-Manuel Miranda. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at some fun facts related to the creator and star of the hit Broadway musical Hamilton. Number 10. He married his high school sweetheart. Kinda.
She didn't even realize I was hitting on her. That's how smooth my game is.
Few people are lucky enough to marry their high school sweethearts, and Lin-Manuel Miranda isn't one of them. While he may have met his future wife Vanessa Nadal while attending Hunter College High School, that was not where they fell in love. In fact, Miranda has stated on several occasions that in high school he felt Nadal was out of his league. It wasn't until years later that he summoned the courage to invite her to a show he was putting on. Less than a month later, the two were dating, and in 2010 they made it official. They welcomed a child to the family in 2014. Number 9. He wrote music for Star Wars.
And he says, hey, if you need music for the cantina, I'll write it. And he walks up.
By now, it should be wholly apparent that Lin-Manuel Miranda is a man of many talents. But did you know his skills extend to the silver screen? The Hamilton creator provided music and vocals for the 2015 film Star Wars: The Force Awakens. To be more specific, Miranda performed the voiceover work for the band Shag Kava and composed the song Jabba Flow, which played during the cantina scene. The groovy song was actually released as a single the following year. Clearly, there's no limit as to where Lin-Manuel Miranda's talents can take him, even a galaxy far, far away. Number 8. He was a co-composer and lyricist for Bring It On the Musical. Based on the popular film series of the same name, Bring It On the Musical opened to rave reviews in 2011. The show took heavy inspiration from the first film in the Bring It On franchise, focusing on the cutthroat world of competitive cheerleading and the outlandish personalities that exist within it. A big reason for the show's success was the music and lyrics, provided by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Working alongside veteran songwriters Tom Kitt and Amanda Green, Miranda helped craft one of the most exciting musicals of the year. It's a fact that didn't go unnoticed in the theater world, as proven by the Best Musical nomination it received at the 2013 Tony Awards. Number 7. Alan Menken was mean to him when he was a kid. Having composed the scores for such classic films as The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin, Oscar winner Alan Menken is what you would call a legend. When Miranda was in the 4th grade, he was apparently obsessed with The Little Mermaid, and he just so happened to be in the same class as Menken's niece Jenny.
My sister would say, this is boy Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's a huge Mermaid fan. He'd like you to sign the poster, please. And oh my gosh. I know.
As the story goes, he would constantly bug her for her Uncle Alan's autograph. One day, Miranda's wish came true. However, Menken decided to have some fun with the kid and wrote, "To Lin from Alan, stop kissing Jenny's feet." It looks like it's all water under the bridge now, though.
She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl.
Number 6. He voiced a famous polar bear. Ever since its first appearance in a Coca-Cola ad back in 1922, the iconic polar bear has appeared periodically in the company's advertising campaigns. The animal has become such an enduring part of their legacy that in 2012, director Ridley Scott was tasked with producing a short animated film about them. So where does Miranda fit in all of this? He provided the voice of Jack, a rambunctious young polar bear who is always getting into trouble.
Hey, Dad. How's the speech going?
Where is your sister?
The 7-minute short helped turn Coke's iconic polar bears into more developed characters, and added yet another feather to Lin-Manuel's cap. Number 5. He founded a hip-hop comedy troupe.
First U.S. black female poet laureate to what show know about Maya Angelou.
In addition to being a composer, playwright, singer, and actor, Lin-Manuel Miranda is also a talented rapper. Growing up in New York City, he used to carry a boombox with him at all times, and cites Nas, Biggie Smalls, and Eminem as some of the artists that provided inspiration for his smash hit Hamilton. During his time at Wesleyan University, he co-founded Freestyle Love Supreme, a troupe comprised of 5 members who perform an improv rap show based on suggestions from the audience.
Lin is going to have 1 minute to tell you everything you always wanted to know about George Washington and the cherry tree.
They were once called masters in the art of the freestyle rhyme by the New York Times. Talk about high praise.
Ooh, so unable. When we go to places together, I gotta sit at a different table.
Number 4. He wrote the opening for the 2013 Tony Awards.
And you could bounce a quarter off the ass of Billy Porter. Lord, he does 8 shows a week in 8-inch heels.
Award shows typically start off with something grand, and the 2013 Tony Awards were no exception. The show began with a 7-minute performance by Neil Patrick Harris that was, in a word, breathtaking. The wickedly talented performer sang and danced his way all over the stage, taking the audience on a journey that was not only entertaining but informative as well, slyly introducing some of the year's biggest plays in dramatic fashion.
There's a kid in the middle of nowhere who's sitting there living for Tony performances, singing and flipping along with the Pippins and Wickets and Kinkies, Matildas and Mormonses.
But who was responsible for composing the music and lyrics for this spectacle? Why, Lin-Manuel Miranda, of course. He even won an Emmy for it. Seriously, this guy has too much talent. Didn't his parents ever teach him about sharing?
So welcome to our bigger, better, best on Broadway, Tony Show.
Number 3. He's a huge fan of The West Wing. Lin-Manuel Miranda's defining work is all about politics. Hamilton is a hip-hop infused musical about Alexander Hamilton, one of America's founding fathers and an important historical figure. You don't create that sort of stage production unless you're big into politics and entertainment. So perhaps it's not surprising to hear that he's a massive fan of the NBC political drama The West Wing.
Where are you going? I was following you. I was following you.
To say Miranda likes the show would be an understatement. He loves it. In fact, he even wrote a West Wing-inspired rap called What's Next for the podcast West Wing Weekly.
Well, you can find me in Tommy Shlamy behind me with a steady cam. I'm ready, damn, it's landing and remind me why I'm 5 votes.
The show's theme song even turned up during a Hamilton performance. The guy's a super fan, no doubt about it. Number 2, he's a huge fan of the podcast My Brother and Me. If you've noticed Lin give a honking motion with his hand every time he's in public, well, it's a My Brother and Me thing. My Brother and Me is a comedic podcast hosted by the McElroy brothers Justin, Travis, and Griffin. The show's concept is simple yet effective. The brothers answer questions found on Yahoo Answers as well as ones from their listeners in hilarious and unique ways. Lin-Manuel Miranda has long been a fan of the show, and even made an appearance on the brothers' TV series of the same name in 2017.
Well, you know, they say if you set up a dong in Act 1, you gotta pay it off in Act 3. You know, chase your bliss. Good luck with those dongs.
In fact, Miranda is such a staunch supporter of My Brother and Me that he's referred to as the 4th McElroy on the podcast wiki page.
We appreciate you so much, and thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. It means the world.
Thank you, fellas. It's a dream come true.
Aw, I was not kidding about that, Tony. I do need it.
Number 1, he got the gig to write music for Moana before Hamilton became popular.
I was working on Moana at the same time I was performing in the show.
Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? While on vacation in 2008, Miranda read a biography about Alexander Hamilton and wrote a rap about him. By 2012, he had started writing songs for what was to become a full-fledged play, though they were still incomplete. In 2014, Disney hired him to write songs for their upcoming film Moana. In 2015, Hamilton premiered off-Broadway to rave reviews, and later that year made its Broadway debut. So as you can clearly see, Disney hired Miranda before he became a household name.
You know, this is pre-Hamilton. This is pre that whole phenomenon. I think I was one of many composers who interviewed on the project, but I knew I wanted to be a part of it as soon as I heard about it.
Industry insiders obviously recognized his talent long before the rest of the world.
Away, away, we keep our island in our mind. And when it's time to find home, we know the way.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.